being a kid, I didn't know about Father Divine, but I was drawn to the Riviera Hotel in Newark. Every Sunday afternoon, I would go down there, sometimes with my dad, or I would go down there with my cousins every Sunday afternoon for 50 cents. You had a table spread of food, and didn't know. I was just drawn down there. Couldn't wait till service was over just to go down there and look at the pictures on the wall and hear them singing about Father and singing about Mother. And then after I would leave there would be a place up on Clinton Avenue in Newark, Daddy Grace. Didn't know why, didn't know anything about their ministry, but was drawn into them. And it is as though their spirit have extended themselves in me somehow to go forth in that vision to my generation that did not understand their generation.
And you know, that you speak about Daddy Grace, that the organization that he left behind still goes on. And I believe it is Dad Madison.
Yes.
Do you know, this is something that folk don't know, that it's a small organization in comparisons to Pentecostal Catholicism. But it is the between the third and fourth richest.
I believe it.
Well, I'm not doing guesswork now.
No.
It's between the third and fourth richest religious organization in the world. Knowing that the Catholic Church speaks and boasts of over $700 billion
Right.
in their accounts, that many folk do not know. And I mean, I hope they don't jump on my back for this, and because I have healed some of those who are from that organization. So don't jump angered at me when I say this, but they're close knit, quiet, and that's why a lot of folk are afraid, and they don't understand it. But they have loaned money to at least 2 countries, like America has.
Wow.
And they've done that in consciousness.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Let's see, and that's why cosmic economics. See, people don't realize that this book that we've written unveils a lot of secrets. We took this church that was jammed packed and ran all the waste away.
Same
and
here.
just threw a handful.
Same here.
Did more with a handful.
Yeah.
More with a handful.
A handful in consciousness than with the multitude with all their faith.
Because when you're dealing with multitudes who are not entered into the
same
vision,
mind. Right.
into the same consciousness, and into the same plan of God, how can they really stay?
They can't.
They came to Jesus and says, oh, they're teaching something else over there. And they saying this and that. He says, hey, if it's not of me, it won't last. I want your all's consciousness and mind into where I'm bringing you into. And that's why it was so difficult for the disciples, as much as they were with Christ, to understand what Christ was saying. We're all give me a whole shot here for all of us. It was something that when Christ began to teach them, their minds was messed up over the storm.
Yes.
When they got into a storm that was going to take their life, the Bible said Jesus had stood aside and he was on land. And he looks out. And the Bible says he saw the disciples toiling in their rowing. Something that The enemy thought, look, I'm going to get these folk offline. I'm going to shut them down. That's why when he says, do this, he's saying, I back you.
Yes.
Back your prophet up. I got your back. I told you to do this. I did not tell you there wouldn't be traumas and attacks. Just do it. And the Bible says when they're toiling and in their rowing, that means you're making one step forward but two back. You're making no progress. And they become weary, physically tired, until they couldn't fight anymore. And the Bible says it was then that he came walking upon the waters. And the Bible says he would have passed them by because it was so quick.
Yes.
His gesture was so quick that he had to stop right there. And even at that, the disciples were still afraid. See, that's why the religious world is afraid when God really does something supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
They know, they hear the voice. They know it lines up with the word. But because they just can't get with it, I'm in the flesh. I don't like all this supernatural stuff because it means I have to change my consciousness, learn who I really am, see that I'm one who can call things into existence that does not exist.
Well, and you know the giant gets killed by David.
Yes.
See, people think you have to be big.
No.
And I want to say an encouraging word to a pastor that's watching. Don't despise small things. Little makes much. Small hinges swing open big doors.
Exactly.
Seems to me you're talking to someone in Texas. Yes.
And you'll also find, Prophet Womack, is that God always uses the mouse to teach the elephant how to dance. And and that's why we have some elephants watching us right now.
You know, it was the mouse that built Disney.
Yes. And it's these small things that God is using in this season that's going to swing open wide doors.
Isn't that amazing? The mouse, Mickey, first built the land, Disneyland, and then the world.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Don't you see?
And all started with just imagination. That's all it takes.
A small mouse.
A small mouse.
A small mouse.
Something that looked insignificant that was crawl up in a hole. But yet everyone came to see. Your miracle is just, and that's why tomorrow night you need to be here to get the mustard seed. I'm just going to acknowledge Celestine Gaines says, I've already sold the $52 and received a bottle of oil. Now I'm just waiting for my miracles to come. I attended 2 of the services thus far, and I've been tuning in through live streaming. God bless you, Prophet Hago. Greetings, Bishop Jordan, and your guest. What is the word of the Lord for Gabrielle? Need direction in college? This is my senior